Today we are going to be solving problem 14.2 from Math Methods by Riley. We want to solve the following equations using separation of variables. Now I'm going to rewrite this as y prime equals xy cubed, and then rewrite y prime as dy dx. That way it's easy for us to separate the variables. So just divide by y cubed on both sides and multiply by dx. Then we want to integrate both sides. Remember that the integral of x to the n dx is x to the n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So the integral on the left-hand side can be written as y to the minus 3 dy equals the integral of x dx. So just applying this equation, the power rule, then we get y to the minus 2 divided by negative 2. And then the integral of x dx is x squared divided by 2. And then don't forget the plus c. So just writing this again. This is our first solution. Now let's do part B. First we'll write dy dx, tan inverse of x minus y times 1 plus x squared to the minus 1 equals 0. I'm going to add the second term on both sides. So we have y times 1 plus x squared to the minus 1. Now we want to separate the variables. So group all of the y's on one side and then all of the x's on the other. Oops. Dx. So now let's integrate both sides. The integral on the left-hand side is easy. That's just the natural log of y, absolute value. And then for the integral on the right, we want to use u substitution. And we'll choose u equals the inverse tangent of x. That makes du 1 divided by 1 plus x squared dx. And then if we solve for dx, we get 1 plus x squared du. So let's plug that in. We'll have the integral, plug in dx, which is 1 plus x squared du. And then we'll have tan inverse of x, which is just our u, divided by 1 plus x squared. Notice that these cancel. And then we're left with the integral of du over u. This is the natural log of the absolute value of u plus c. Now plug u back in. And that's the solution to our second separable differential equation. And finally, we'll do part C. Writing y prime as dy dx. Then I'm going to subtract this term on both sides. So 4y squared minus x y squared. Let's divide both sides by x squared. Sometimes it's better to group all of the terms on one side of the equation and then simplify, because then you can see how the equation becomes separable. We'll factor out a y squared, 4 minus x, divided by x squared. So now you can see clearly that this is separable because we can divide by y squared and then multiply by dx. And then integrate again. This integral is -1 divided by y plus c. And then for this integral, we'll just split it up into two different integrals. This integral is going to be -4 divided by x, and this is going to be the natural log of the absolute value of x. And that's our last equation. That's it.